This life is filled with sorrow and trouble.
The first Bible passage we read. Tí a bá wà ní ọjọ́ ìpàdé ẹ̀kọ́ ìpàdé bíbélì tí ó kọjá lọ, nínú ẹsẹ̀ bíbélì àkọ́kọ́ èyí a kà ní ọdún náà. In the book of Proverbs, what passage did you read? Nínú ìwé òwe yẹn, ẹsẹ̀ bíbélì wo la yàn níbẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ náà? Nobody. We don't learn to forget easily. This is the essence of learning. So the more we get close to the Bible, the more we are acquainted with the Bible. So anybody ready to help us? Proverbs 11:14. Proverbs 11:14. That was the first Bible passage we read. So, what is the topic this morning? Christian guidance and counseling. As far as Christianity is concerned, we are all Christians. We are all leaders. Because the Great Commission has been committed to us. Go into the world and preach the gospel. That is given to all men. By the time you go out, there is need. There are places you go. There is need for you to use Christian learning agents to guide those prospects you make or counsel them for the situation. They will listen to you because they know you are speaking from the wisdom of God. Christian counseling is good for everyone. If you have this in you, starting from your home, teach and counsel your children. And which we have projector, you will learn very many things from us. You will see the picture of what I am teaching us. So if I want to counsel brother I need to sit down and face him. Husband to husband. Then I will be asking him some relevant questions. And I will have a book on my lap. Every word he utters, I will put them down. After a while, I will revise it back to what he said before. If he lied before, he will say another thing. So when he's talking to me, when he's just talking like telling me some things, I will relax. But when he hits the point that I love to hear, I will sit right. And he will know that I am interested in that point. Then when I see the talk continue, I will fold my leg over. He knew that I am in love with what he said. Then when he go further, I ask him some questions. And he will sit down again. Your reaction will make the person to continue. Like when the person said a word too heavy, you say, and it will make the person withdraw the word. ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn padà.
Your children, you start with them.
Àwọn ọmọ rẹ o láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn bẹ́ẹ̀.
Then you ask them some certain questions.
Wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn béèrè kan ní ọwọ́ wọn.
What are the challenges are you facing in
Kí
your
ni àwọn
school?
ìṣòro tí wọ́n dojú kọ nílé ìwé wọn?
And you listen to them.
Wàá sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa gbọ́ wọn.
Some of them may not tell you exactly what is happening.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ó ṣeé ṣe kọ́ bá sọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé ìwé fún ẹ.
Because you have wisdom to identify, because there are things, what this counseling and guide their heads, he helps you to fetch idea from inside the person. When you are talking, you will see the person will not be able to face you. You know that he's hiding something from
Tí
you.
ẹni náà tí kò bá lè dojú kọ tó wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ń fi àwọn kankan pamọ́ fún ọ, ohun tí olùbánímọ̀ràn àti olùtọ́ni ìwò tó túmọ̀ sí leléyìí.
The place of Christian guidance and counseling in the 21 ministry today.
Ibi tí a fi Kìrìsìtẹ́nì olùdánidámọ̀ràn tàbí alábòójútó ní àkókò sẹ́ńtúrì ogún kan sẹ́yìn.
So
ogún kan sẹ́yìn.
this course or this subject have implication in our healthy family at home.
A sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tàbí ohun tàbí kọ́ wa yìí ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú wíwà lálàáfíà nínú ilé wa.
It have implication, good implication to our churches.
Ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìjọ pẹ̀lú.
And it has implication in our nation.
Ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú àwùjọ tàbí orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé.
What happiness do you want from a woman who the husband beat up in the morning or Sunday morning? What happiness do you expected the woman in the church?
Irú ìdùnnú wo ló fẹ́ látọ̀dọ̀ obìnrin tí ọkọ rẹ̀ tó nà án lọ́jọ́ olúwa báyìí ó nà án gidigidi? Irú ìdùnnú wo ló fẹ́ látọwọ́ rẹ̀?
She will sit down in the church like somebody who come to the church.
Á jókòó lóòótọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó wá láti wá sí jọ́sìn.
But her mind and brain will be watching the video how she was beaten up in the morning.
Ṣùgbọ́n ọpọlọ rẹ̀ á dàbí àwòrán ni á máa rántí bí ọkọ rẹ̀ ṣe nà án ní òwúrọ̀ yìí.
The whole teaching and sermon, she will be there in physical, but spiritually she is
A
not
sọ
there.
pé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú àti ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn abẹ́ àmà wòye lóòótọ́ ni o ṣùgbọ́n kò sí ọkọ rẹ̀ níbẹ̀.
So it have great implication in our home,
Àti pé ó ní ipa tó gbópọn pàápàá nínú ilé wa.
in the church of God,
Ó ní ipa tó gbópọn ní ìjọ Ọlọ́run bákan náà.
and in our nation.
Àti ní orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ó ní ipa tó gbópọn níbẹ̀ bákan náà.
On Wednesday, we made to understand that this generation
Ní
where we have
ọjọ́
today
ìpàdé ẹ̀kọ́, a fi hàn pé àkókò tàbí ìgbésí ayé tí a wà nínú rẹ̀ yìí.
is full of hyper activity. When we say hyper activities, we mean excessive restlessness. That is excessive restlessness in the way that movement is move anyhow in this
A
generation.
sọ pé àkókò tí a wà yìí, àkókò tó ń jẹ́ tó ń fi ohun kan ràn yàn ní, ó jẹ́ ohun tó yẹ pé ohun kíákíá ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú rẹ̀.
So such as moral decadence,
Àti ìwà tí kò wúlò èyí tí à ń ṣe láwùjọ wa lónìí.
that a state of being degenerate in our standard.
Èyí tí ìbáṣepọ̀ wa tàbí ìwàsí wa èyí tó ti ń lọ sílẹ̀.
And this is a state, and that I mean this the generation of nowadays, they redefine things not according to the
A
redefinition.
sọ pé àwọn àwùjọ wa tí a wà ní àkókò yìí wọ́n ṣì nǹkan túmọ̀ kò ṣe kẹ́ bí ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ ṣe rí.
Globalization, na so e dey be all over the world, na so na like this the world dey go, na so we
Ìgbẹ́
wan
nǹkan
go.
bá sọ yìí bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáyé nìyẹn, ìgbà iná ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bí àti sọ náà nìyẹn.
I went home in December. I see that so many things has gone wrong in our home.
Mo lọ sí ìlú mi ní àkókò December, mo rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan èyí tí ó ti yingin.
My elder brother, who is at home, has plenty children.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ọkùnrin ó ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ.
And the girls, they are grown up, they are young ladies and young boys.
Àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí wọ́n jẹ́ ọmọ ọ̀dọ́kùnrin àti ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin.
My brother, my sister, come and see dressing code of my
Ẹ̀yin
children.
èèyàn mi ẹ wá wò ó bí àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí bí wọ́n ṣe ń múra.
Just small shirt, just small tight, everybody parading at home. I look at the dressing code and say, my brother, you are getting it wrong.
Mo rí bí wọ́n ṣe ń múra àwọn aṣọ ìtùbẹ̀lẹ̀kẹ́ èyí tó máa wọ̀ tí ò ní bo ọmú tí ò ní bo ìdí. Mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ ti ṣì í.
Some of them pierce holes on on their nose.
Wọ́n lọ fún dáwọ̀ sí eegun inú wọn.
So a lot of them, the boys, dye their hair to yellow and white.
Ṣe lọ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn di yellow àti white.
Some plait all those, whether na Yahoo head they call, I don't know. That pattern of barber this one, plait this place.
Wọ́n ní irun bí irun dàda yẹn, ẹ̀rín pé Yahoo irun lọ́pẹ́ mi tí ẹ mọ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ṣe.
Now we show them we have come back home.
Nígbà tí wọ́n dé àfihàn pé a ti dé sílé.
In the night we lie them down on the floor.
Nígbà tí ó di alẹ́ àdínkọ́ sùn sílẹ̀ lẹ̀.
Before beating them, heart was already pitching them.
Kí ló dé nígbà nà wọ́n, ọkàn wọn náà ti ń lọ ara wọn, ó ti kùkùkùkùkù.
So already the black ant, you know those ants, if they sting you, it will pain you to your brain. Those ants was pitching them. If they move, lie down like that, just lie down, enjoy it.
Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó bá fi nà yàn, á máa wọnú ọpọlọ, òun la fi nà wọ́n ní ọjọ́ náà.
So we brought out scissors to cut off their hair.
A mú nǹkan tó bá fi ń gé nǹkan yẹn ìtàpẹ̀ ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì, a bẹ̀ sí gé ohun burúkú tó yẹ sórí.
These are all children of under 18. They are not up to 18.
Àwọn ọmọ tá a sọ yìí wọ́n tí ì pé ọmọ ọdún méjìdínlógún.
What that they copied, globalization,
Kí
and
ni
so the world they go.
tálẹ̀ náà tí wọ́n ń ṣe àwòkọ́ṣe rẹ̀ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àgbáyé.
And you find out that even the Yahoo we are shouting here, Yahoo, Yahoo, is for the village more than the city now.
A sọ pé Yahoo dájẹ́ sọ nísìnyí pàápàá ó pọ̀ ní abúlé ju ìlú lọ.
There is one old river. In those days, that they call it our mother. They call the river the village mother. And that river, people have neglected it. People have forsook the river. But this young boy went back to the river and built a house for the river and bought chair and put new signboard on the major road for the river. They say the river have been with them, making them to make money.
Àwọn odò tí àwọn bàbá ńlá wa ti kọ̀ sílẹ̀ tí wọn ò gbọ́ mọ́, òun làwọn ọmọ yìí padà sí. Wọ́n kọ́lé ńlá sórí ẹ̀. Wọ́n gbé àkọlé sí ní orí bí odò yìí òun ló ràn wá lọ́wọ́ tàbí lówó lọ́wọ́.
That is globalization.
Eléyìí jẹ́ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àgbáyé èyí tí àwọn èèyàn ṣe àwòkọ́jọ rẹ̀.
But what are they suffering from at that moment?
Kí lóhun náà tí wọ́n ń jẹ̀yà rẹ̀?
They have no guardian.
Wọ́n ní ẹni tí ó máa darí wọn.
They have no good counselor.
Wọ́n ní ẹni tó máa bá wọn dámọ̀ràn.
That is why they are dying.
Eléyìí náà fà á tí wọ́n fi ń kú kú òjijì.
So there is also diversification of culture today.
Àti àṣà ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà èyí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àkókò yìí.
People take American culture to be Nigerian culture.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló mú àṣà ìlú aláwọ̀ fúláwọ̀ ọmọ wá sórí èdè
In
Nàìjíríà.
America, it is approved that man can marry man.
Nílẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun, wọ́n ti sọ fún wọn pé ọkùnrin ó lè fi ọkùnrin.
Woman can marry woman.
Obìnrin ó lè fẹ́ obìnrin.
Even if you decided to marry your dog, nobody will
Tó bá
punish
tẹ̀
you.
ló fẹ́ fẹ́ ajá rẹ̀, kò tẹ́ tó fẹ́ náà ní ilẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun lọ́rùn.
But to us here, we still have little share of God.
Ṣùgbọ́n níyìn, a sì ní ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run díẹ̀.
So technology, information has changed the world.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ohun èlò òun ló ti fún wa ní àwọn ohun tí a fẹ́ yìí.
Corruption, deception is everywhere.
Ìbàjẹ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ onírúurú nǹkan tí kò dá ó kún gbogbo àgbègbè.
In the state of confusion, even in our nation today,
Ní àkókò tí ò tiẹ̀ yéèyàn mọ́ pàápàá lórílẹ̀‐èdè tí a wà yìí.
we need guidance, we need
A
counseling.
nílò olùtọ́sọ́nà àti olùgbaninímọ̀ràn.
Let us see who is the first counselor in the
Ẹ̀ka
world.
kọ̀wé náà ta ni àkọ́kọ́ tó gbani ní ìmọ̀ràn.
Who is the first guardian in the world?
Ta ni àkọ́kọ́ tó kọ́ gbani ní ìmọ̀ràn.
God himself is the first guardian
Ọlọ́run
and
ni
counselor.
àkọ́kọ́ ó jẹ́ olùgbaninímọ̀ràn àti alábòójútó.
Let's see the book of Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 to 5. Genesis.
Chapter 3, 1-6. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other white animal in the Lord God has made. Said to the woman, "If God really says, you must not eat from the tree in the garden." The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. 3. But God will say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden. You must not touch it to die." 4.
Okay, hold on.
Listen
Listen very well.
Ẹ gbọ́ dáadáa.
They say, serpent serpent was more crafty,
Wọ́n sọ pé ejò jẹ́ alárékérekè ènìyàn.
very smart.
Ó jẹ́ tó jáfáfá.
And he came to the woman and the man that God has created.
Ó wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ ọkùnrin àti obìnrin tí Ọlọ́run ti dá.
Remember in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26.
Rántí ohun tí a sọ nínú ìwé.
What did he say? 1:26.
Ìwé Genesis orí kìíní ẹsẹ̀ 26.
And God said, let us make man in our own image.
It's okay.
Ẹ
Thank
ṣe
you.
bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní Ọlọ́run sọ pé ẹ ká dáhùn èèyàn
Let us make man in our own
Ẹ jẹ́ ká
image.
dé ènìyàn ní àwòrán ara wa.
And now, the same man God created in his own image,
Ọkùnrin náà tí Ọlọ́run dá ní àwòrán ara rẹ̀.
serpent came to them and telling them, so do you want to see, do you want to be like God?
Ejò wá ní ìjọ ìwọ fẹ́ dàbí Ọlọ́run bí.
Though they have lost the sense of their personality.
Wọ́n ti sọ ọgbọ́n ènìyàn dànù.
Because the God created them in his own image. But now, serpent is telling them, do you want to be like God?
Ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run dá wọn ní àwòrán ara wọn àwòrán rẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ejò sọ pé tẹ̀wé dàbí Ọlọ́run.
And now, because men are always eager to be in power, they want to be in place of God.
Torí pé ènìyàn ó máa ń fẹ́ káwọn wà ní ipò ọlá, ipò gíga, ipò Ọlọ́run.
He said, now, what did God say you should not do?
Ó wá ní ohun tí Ọlọ́run ní kẹ́ má ṣe.
All these things you planted in the garden, so all of them are good for eating. But the one at the middle, do not touch. The day you shall touch, you shall surely die.
Ní pé ohun tí gbogbo ohun tó wà nínú ọgbà Ọlọ́run ní kẹ́ máa jẹ kẹ́ máa gbádùn rẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ ẹjọ́ kan tí a bá ti jẹ ẹ máa kú.
But look at the serpent, how he deceived them.
Ẹ wo bí ejò bó ṣe tàn wọ́n jẹ.
Did God say you should not touch all these things?
Tí ìjẹ́ Ọlọ́run sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi ọwọ́ kọ gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí.
Because he doesn't want you to be like him.
Torí pé kò fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ dàbí rẹ̀ ló ṣe ní kẹ́ má fọwọ́ kàn án.
And they themselves forgotten that God created them already, they are like God.
Wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé Ọlọ́run tó dá wọn dé àwòrán ara rẹ̀ ni.
And if you go further,
Ẹ bá tẹ̀síwájú.
you find out that every time God will always visit them. In verse 8, he always visit them to come and see how they are doing and guide them and counsel them.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọgbà ni Ọlọ́run máa ń bẹ̀ wọ́n wò láti gbà wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ràn àti láti bójútó wọn.
But now, where are you?
Ṣùgbọ́n ó bèèrè pé báwo lẹ́yìn wá.
He said, but we heard the sound of you, but we were afraid. The
Wọ́n
sound
ní
about the
àgbóhùn yẹn
sound.
lóòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rù bà wá láti fi ara wa pamọ́.
That is God, and he who was coming, whatever he created, he come to view and guide them not to go astray.
Ọlọ́run nìyẹn ẹni tí ó dá nǹkan tó sì ń mójútó wọn tó sì ń gbà wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ràn bákan náà.
So I told us the other day that how people define the word fornication.
Mo sọ fún wa pé bí àwọn ènìyàn kọ́ ṣe ṣe ìtumọ̀ àgbèrè.
That a three girls define fornication.
Àwọn obìnrin mẹ́ta wọ́n sọ ìtumọ̀ àgbèrè.
One say fornication is having affair, sexual affair with somebody who will not marry you.
Ẹnìkan sì túmọ̀ ẹ̀ pé àgbèrè jẹ́ láti máa báyọ̀ ní ìdàpọ̀ láti máa bẹ́ni tí o lè fẹ́ ní ìdàpọ̀ ẹni ọ̀rẹ́ tí kò lè fi ẹ tó ń bá ní ìdàpọ̀ ẹnìkan sọ pé ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí.
So another one says someone you make, he say having affair with more than one
Ẹnìkan
man.
sì túmọ̀ rẹ̀ pé rárá o tèmi ìtumọ̀ tèmi ní pé o láti ní ìbálòpọ̀ ju èèyàn kan lọ.
Then another one say having affair or fun with somebody who is not in the same faith with you.
Ibẹ̀ lákàn tí máa báyọ̀ gbádùn ẹni tí ò sí pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ tí ò sí nínú ìgbàgbọ́ pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ lákàn tí máa bá gbádùn pé kí kan máa bá gbádùn lásán ni.
So in all these definitions, they all think they got it right because ignorance are making them to fall victim in that sin.
Nínú ìtumọ̀ mẹ́ta yìí gbogbo náà pa àwọn sọ dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n àìmọ̀kan ó ti mú wọn láti ṣì í.
So as Christians, we need to study very well. As leaders, we need to study very well so that we should be able to correct this impression.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Kìrìsìtẹ́nì yẹn láti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dáadáa láti lè máa bójútó àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ àṣìlò yìí.
That is where we read the book of Proverbs chapter 11 verse 14.
Ìdí nígbà ìdáwà ka ìwé òwe
11:14. 11:14
11:14
say, where there is no guardian, people falls, but where an abundance of counselor, there is safety. Where there is no guardian, people fall, but where there is abundance of counselors, he said there is safety.
Àwọn èèyàn ṣègbè kùnà láti darí àwọn ènìyàn síbi tí ó yẹ nínú ìjọ àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa ṣubú.
My whole congregation was discussing with the preacher.
Nínú ìjọ mi mò ń bá oníwàásù sọ̀rọ̀.
So when he was saying that a lot of things are happening, this and that, we have this fellowship, over 40 people. I say, wow. I say, wow, that is great.
Olùkọ́ mi sọ pé wo nínú ìjọ mi mo ti àwọn èèyàn tí mo ti fún ní ìwé ìkọ̀sílẹ̀ wọ́n tó 40. Mo ní yes, ẹ ṣe dáadáa.
How many people remain?
Mo ní wọ́n fún mi lọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ tó kù.
So 20 something.
20 something ló wá kù.
So now,
Ogún ló wá kù.
if the disfellowship people is more than the fellowship people, meaning there is no work in the church.
Nígbà tí àwọn tá à ń fi ní ìwé ìkọ̀sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti pọ̀ ju àwọn tí à fún ní ìwé ìkọ̀sílẹ̀ lọ, eléyìí túmọ̀ sí pé kò sí ìjọsìn.
So there is no guide here, no active guide here, no counseling among the people
Kò
in the
sí
church.
olùdarí àti olùgbaninímọ̀ràn tó dára nínú ìjọ náà.
So that is what Proverbs 11:14 is telling us.
Ohun tí ìwé òwe orí kọkànlá yìí.
When there is no guide here, people fall.
Tí kò bá sí ẹni olùgbaninímọ̀ràn, àwọn èèyàn máa ṣubú lulẹ̀.
But where there are many counselors, safety is
Ìgbà
guaranteed.
tí àwọn tó ń darí ẹni tó ń gbanímọ̀ràn bá pọ̀ dáadáa, a sọ pé àwọn èèyàn wà nínú ààbò.
Proverbs 18:15. Proverbs 18:15 now encourage us. For you to be a good counselor, you need to study. You need to learn every day.
Èlé túmọ̀ sí pé láti jẹ́ olùgbanímọ̀ràn tàbí ẹni tí ó máa ń darí ẹni, òun láti kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ dáradára.
So the Bible itself tells us, study to show yourself approved unto
Ìbéèrè
God,
sọ pé ṣáàpọ̀ láti fi àárín rẹ̀ níwájú Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ tí ó yege.
so that you will be a workman, a ready man, a prepared man, who is rightly dividing the word of truth.
Ó lè jẹ́ ọkùnrin náà tí ó ti ṣe tán tó ti gbìyànjú láti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dáadáa láti lè máa fi òtítọ́ yé ni.
Without feeling shy of saying it because
Èyí
you
tí
know
ò ní
what
ti
you are
kú
saying.
láti ẹ̀dí sòtítọ́ fún ènìyàn tó ń pọ́ ohun tó ń sọ láti máa fi tọ́ ìfọ́ àwọn ènìyàn lọ.
So we must study very wide so that we be skillful to attend to issue of this
Ẹ
generation.
gbọ́dọ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dáadáa ká lè fi jẹ́ ọlọ́gbọ́n láti lè fi ran àwọn ènìyàn èyí tó béèrè nǹkan lọ́wọ́ pàápàá nínú ayé tí a wà nínú
So
rẹ̀
he
yìí.
said an intelligent man is always open to a new idea.
Omi,
An intelligent man must ready to open to new ideas.
Ayámọ̀yé ní ìtumọ̀ àti ọlọ́gbọ́n láti
If-
máa ṣe àfẹ́rí
In
ìmọ̀.
fact, looking for them with all means, money,
Ah.
you want to get at them. You want to go to all this seminar. You want to go to all this lectureship. You want to go. You are not just going there to see people, but to add to your value.
Ayámọ̀yé ènìyàn á máa wá ọgbọ́n níbi gbogbo, ó lè fowó rà á. Tó bá gbọ́ bí tó ti ń kọ́ni ní ẹ̀kọ́, á lọ síbẹ̀, á máa lo gbogbo ọ̀nà láti fi wá òye yìí.
So last week's Wednesday, we defined what is guardian. We defined what is
Ní
counseling.
ọjọ́ ìpàdé ẹ̀kọ́, a sọ ìtumọ̀ ohun tí a pè ní olùtọ́nisọ́nà àti alábòójútó yìí,
So
a sọ ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ fún wa.
I will not going to define them again
Mi
today.
nílò àkókò yìí láti máa fi sọ ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ fún wa.
Blessed are those who were here on Wednesday.
Alábùkún ni àwọn tó wà ní ọjọ́ ìpàdé ẹ̀kọ́.
They shall worry not about the
Torí
definition.
pé wọ́n ní tiẹ̀ ní pé ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní kò sí tó kọ́ ẹ̀ fi ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ àfi mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀.
So we jump further, we leave the definition, we go to the brief
A máa
history.
fi ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀, a máa lọ sí ohun tí a pè ní
So we talk about the
iṣẹ́ àwọn nǹkan tí a fẹ́ sọ nípa rẹ̀ yìí.
history of Christian guardian and counseling.
A fẹ́ sọ ìtàn nípa Kìrìsìtẹ́nì olùbánidámọ̀ràn àti alábòójútó.
We found out that God is the first guardian and the first
A ti rí pé
counselor.
Ọlọ́run ni ẹni àkọ́kọ́ èyí tó ń gbani nímọ̀ràn tó sì ń mójútó ni.
We find out that even when God was a good counselor, there was another bad counselor that came. Who was the bad counselor? Serpent.
Wọ́n ní
We
pé
have
káwọn tó
bad
jẹ́
counselors.
olùbánímọ̀ràn àtàlábòójútó kó dára jù. Ààrẹ nìkan náà tó jẹ́ olùbánímọ̀ràn àtàlábòójútó èèyàn búburú kálẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ dáná ní Yorùbá. Ìtọ́ Yorùbá náà.
So God guided and counseled the first man on his environment.
Ọlọ́run ó darí wọn, ó sì gbà wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ràn àwọn ènìyàn èyí tí wọ́n gbé nínú ọgbà yẹn ní àkókò yẹn.
So because of this, many Africans want to learn how to be guardian to their family and their community.
Èyí ló fà á tí àwọn ènìyàn nínú ayé yìí ó fẹ́ láti máa gba àwọn ẹbí wọn àti láti máa darí mójútó àwọn agbègbè wọn.
That is the genesis of Babalawo
eléyìí ni ìpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ohun tí a pè ní babaláwo.
or Dibias.
Tàbí àwọn tí máa ń fi òye
Who check or diagnose with their instrument to know what will happen in future.
Àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń lo ohun èlò kan láti fi mọ ohun tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ ní ọjọ́ iwájú.
If you were here on Wednesday, don't answer this question.
Tó bá wà níyìn ní ọjọ́ ìpàdé ẹ̀kọ́ má dáhùn ìbéèrè yìí o.
So many of us will read many novels.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa la máa ń ka àwọn ìwé.
Who can remind us the novel that the title of the novel that say a story of a little boy that was given birth to, which the Babalawo or the Dibia diagnose when they go and check what he will become in future, and they say he's going to kill his father and marry the mother. Who will know the
Ta ló mọ ìwé ìtàn yìí èyí tí wọ́n sọ pé ọmọ apá bàbá rẹ̀ á sì fẹ́ ìyá rẹ̀? Ta ló mọ̀?
What? You tried, Joe. So that is wonderful. That is essence of reading books.
Eléyìí ló dáa láti máa ka àwọn ìwé.
I read that book when I was in GSS 2.
Mo kàwé náà nígbà tí mo wà ní GSS 2.
About 29 years ago.
Bí 20 sẹ́yìn.
So now,
30 sẹ́yìn.
I can still remember some things I learned there, but related to what we are learning today, it will help me to talk
Ó
more.
àwọn nǹkan tí a kà níbẹ̀. Bọ̀ láti wá fi kún ohun tí a ń kọ́ wa lónìí, ó ní ìtumọ̀ púpọ̀.
When I was talking on Wednesday, I talked about this book.
Nígbà tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọjọ́ Wednesday, mo sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìwé yìí.
I said the preacher Atota gave me this
Mo
book.
ní arákùnrin olùkọ́ni ní ọ̀dà òun ló fún mi ní ìwé yìí.
He looked big,
Ó tóbi lóòótọ́.
but he has some picture to explain what he's talking
Ó
about.
ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àwòrán èyí tó ń sọ ìtumọ̀ ohun tí mo fẹ́ tọ́ ká mọ̀.
Looking at the title, he said the house.
Yàrá wo àkọlé rẹ̀, ó ní ilé.
So just finish the
Ó ní
house.
sọ ilé.
Then what happened in the
Kí
house?
ló ṣe ìlú ilé?
Though I brought this book, my daughter first read this book before me.
Mo ní ìwé yìí, ọmọ mi ló ní kọ́kọ́ ka ìwé yìí.
2 days, she already dropped the book, said that they have done. 2 days.
Ọjọ́ méjì ó ti kàwé náà tó lọ́mọ dáàdì mo ti kà tán.
And I said, come and explain to
Mo ní
me.
wọ́n ti kà tán kẹ̀, wá sọ nǹkan tí ó kà fún mi.
They started measuring the names,
Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí
started
sọ
measuring the stories.
àwọn ìtàn yẹn ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáńkọ.
Since I read this more in that place,
Nígbà tí mo ti wá ka díẹ̀ nínú ìwé yìí,
there is a place she talked that I was talking about on Wednesday. When he said the second transformation.
nígbà tí ohun àkejì tí ohun kan tí a ń sọ̀rọ̀ nínú ẹ̀kọ́ yìí, èyí tó wà nínú ìwé yìí pé o, ìkejì ìyípadà.
She was now talking about a lady called Cherry who was willing, who surrendered her life, willing to water baptism.
Èyí tí ó jọ̀wọ́ ara rẹ̀ fún ìrìbọmi.
So, and the process, she was just analyzing it to me. I said, come on, bring the book.
Nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ fún mi ní wá ìwé yẹn náà wá.
So, and I went through the book.
Mo wá lọ wo ìwé náà.
I found out that's true. She has gone through the
Mo
book.
wá yẹ lóòótọ́ ó ti ka ìwé yìí.
So now, what I'm trying to say,
Kí ló náà tí mo sọ?
if you read this story, you will not like to drop the book before you finish.
Tó o bá ka ìtàn yìí, ò ní fẹ́ láti fi ìwé yìí sílẹ̀ bí kò ní kó o kà á tán.
Because you will hear the way this minister had been talking to this lady. And the lady doesn't want to hear anything God.
Wà á rí bí olùkọ́ ó yẹ ń gbọ́ ọmọdébìnrin sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó sì fẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ.
So the question the girl always asks, why the God that is so good, as God that is compassionate, why is so wicked that he allowed daddy and mommy Daniel die? Why did he allow them to
Wípé
die?
ẹni
If God
lọ́wọ́
is good.
aláàánú ni olórí ọ̀fẹ́ ni kí ló fà á tí Ọlọ́run fi jẹ́ kí bàbá àti ìyá Dánlẹ̀ ogun.
That have been registered in this girl head doesn't want to hear
Kò tiẹ̀ fẹ́
anything
gbà kankan
Bible.
mọ́ eléyìí tí wà ní inú ọpọlọ rẹ̀. Oníbà kí ló fẹ́ jọ́lọ́run aláàánú lóòótọ́ wáyé ló jẹ́ kí
Living
bàbá rẹ̀ àti ìyá mi kú.
in the house of Christians. She was in the midst of Christians.
Ó wà ní àwùjọ ilé Kìrìsìtẹ́nì.
Every day she would just bone. She doesn't want to even join them when they are reading Bible or
Tó bá ń
praying.
ka Bíbélì tàbí ọ̀sán Ọlọ́run kò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ gbọ́, kò fẹ́ gbọ́.
But this preacher had been talking. One day,
Olùkọ́ yìí ó jà ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọjọ́ kan.
she gave her a pieces of paper.
Ó fún ní àwọn ìwé dẹ̀dẹ̀ díẹ̀.
Say, go and read all these Bible verses.
Ó ní lọ ka gbogbo àwọn ẹsẹ̀ Bíbélì tó wà nínú ìwé yìí.
The girl kept the paper in her
Obìnrin
pocket.
náà ó mú ìwé sápò rẹ̀ pé ìwọ ló mọ̀.
So one day now, she want to wash her
Ní
clothes.
ọjọ́ kan wá fẹ́ fọṣọ rẹ̀.
So she was thinking it's money.
Owó ògá owó lélẹ́ yọ pẹ́ o.
And he just removed her
Pé
son's
iye
paper.
ọbẹ̀ ìwé
oh, this preacher.
Preacher
I
yìí
can't
jẹ́.
look at them. After all, the passage are not big. If they are not much, let me just go through this Bible
Ẹsẹ̀
passage.
bíbélì tó wà nígbà yóò púpọ̀. Jẹ́ kí n lọ kà á, jẹ́ kí n lọ kà á.
Because if you come now, we ask me, did you read all those
Torí
passages?
tó bá tún dé ìsàmúlò àbẹ̀ náà ní kékeré ti ka ẹsẹ̀ bíbélì yẹn.
Sometimes there is good to disturb somebody.
Àti pé nígbà mìíràn ó máa ń dáa ká máa tẹ pẹpẹ mọ́yàn.
So luckily, the Bible was placed on the dummy where she would even attracted her to carry.
Àti pé ní ìdùnnú ẹni bíbélì wà ní orí tébùlù láti lè kà.
She looked everywhere. When they enter the power, nobody is there.
Ó wo ogun tó tọ̀ sẹ́ni kankan bẹ̀.
Pick the Bible and she run it on her own.
Ó bá ń gbádùn, ó bá sáré wọnú yàrá rẹ̀.
And they started reading.
Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kájẹ́lì.
So when she finished reading and the pastor, the preacher also came, this is written by Church of Christ members.
Nígbà tí ó ka ẹsẹ̀ bíbélì tán, olùkọ́ náà wá dé.
In fact, this is advert. Let me just leave the story now.
So
let me suspend the story.
Ẹ ká fi ìtàn yìí sílẹ̀ ká
But
bọ́ sílẹ̀
the
bọ́ sí
book is
àkọ́.
sweet and the way they headed, the way the girl baptized, everybody was shedding tears. They never believed she can
Nígbà tí
baptize.
ìwé yìí wọ ìgbà tó parí bí ọmọdébìnrin bó ṣe ṣe ìrìbọmi
So
olúkúlùkù bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ké ni.
we talk about God was the first counselor.
A fi yé wa pé Ọlọ́run ni olùgbani ní ìmọ̀ràn àkọ́kọ́.
Satan, the bad counselor, came in Genesis 3:1-5.
A sọ pé Sétánì èyí tó ń gbani ní ìmọ̀ràn búburú ó wá nínú Genesis orí kẹta yẹn.
Remember when Jesus Christ confronted Satan during a fasting 40 days and 40
Ẹ
nights?
rántí ìgbà tí Jésù tí Èṣù tó lọ́jọ́ Jésù nígbà tó gbàwẹ̀ fún ogójì ọjọ́.
You remember what the Satan said? He said, if you are a son of God,
Rántí ọ̀tí Sétánì sọ ní tó bá jẹ́ lóòótọ́ ọmọ Ọlọ́run ní ẹ́.
turn this stone to bread.
Yí òkúta yìí kó sọ di àkàrà.
But Jesus, who knew himself already,
Jésù ẹni tó mọ ara rẹ̀ fún ara rẹ̀.
did not allow Satan to deceive him.
Kò gbà kí Sétánì kó tọ òun jẹ.
Jesus, remember, in John chapter 3, verse 16, what did he say? No! For God so loved the world! So for God so loved the world,
Àwọn ní bọ̀gọ́ sọ lọ bí àwọn ọlọ́run bí aráyé tó bẹ̀ gẹ́ ló sọ òní
that
ìjọ
he gave his only begotten son. Now, God gave out the only begotten son. That Satan now came, say, if you are a son of God, somebody who already know he's a son of God.
Ìwọ àwọn tó kálọ̀ ọlọ́run ní ẹ́ Jésù ó ní òye púpọ̀ jù. Ó mọ̀ pé ìwé John 3:16 ọmọ ọlọ́run ní òun ṣe kí ni òun ṣe.
So remember Hosea 4:6. Hosea 4:6 said, my people perish.
Ó láwọn èèyàn mi ṣègbè pé wọ́n ní ìmọ̀.
Lack of knowledge.
Pípọ̀ wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ ní o.
Not lack of coming to church.
Kò ń ṣe pé wá pé wá sínú ìpàdé o.
Not lack of being born again.
Kò ń ṣe
baptized.
pé bóyá wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ ní láti jẹ́ àtúnbí o.
Not lack of coming late to church.
Kò ń ṣe àìní ìmọ̀ láti máa pẹ́ délé ìpàdé o.
But knowledge.
But wọ́n ṣègbè nítorí pé wọ́n ní ìmọ̀.
If you don't know who you are, somebody will tell you who the different person you are.
Tó o bá mọ ẹni tí ò ń ṣe
You
àwọn
are
èèyàn máa
to
sọ pé àìrọ́ báyìí ló ṣe rí báyìí ló ṣe jẹ́.
So you must know yourself.
O gbọ́dọ̀ mọ ara rẹ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́.
So what are the functions?
Kí ni àwọn ohun tó ń ṣe àtúnṣe?
The function of Christian guidance.
Àtúnṣe Kìrìsìtẹ́nì olùdámọ̀ràn àti alábòjútó.
The purpose of Christian guidance.
Ìdí fún olùbánidámọ̀ràn àti alábòjútó.
The differences between guidance and counseling.
Àwọn ìyàtọ̀ láàárín olùbánidámọ̀ràn àti alábòjútó.
The dimensions and goal. What is the purpose? What do you want to achieve when you have it?
Àti ohun tí a lérò láti ṣe tàbí ohun tí a fẹ́ jèrè ní ọjọ́ iwájú.
So now we will go to this place.
A lọ tààrà sí.
Function, we take function.
A máa wo
The function, that is the purpose.
Àwọn
The
ìdí
reason.
ìdí.
The reason. What is it function? What is it working out?
Kí ló ìṣe wo ló ní?
Adjustment.
Àkọ́kọ́ ní
Adjustment. On Wednesday we talk about adjustment.
ní ọjọ́ Wednesday àtúnṣe.
When you see things around you,
Tó
the
bá
way
rí
life
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀,
around you,
tó
you
bá-
can adjust.
Àwọn nǹkan o lè ṣe àtúnṣe àwọn nǹkan tó wà ní àgbègbè rẹ tàbí àyíká rẹ.
For instance, if you are collecting 10,000 naira salary,
Tó bá ń gba ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó oṣù.
before the month runs out, you start seeing that you borrow up to 5,000.
Kí oṣù tó parí o ti ní kó ti yá ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún.
Adjust your expenses.
Wà wá tètè wá ṣe àtúnṣe àwọn ohun tó ń rà.
Even Jesus himself adjusted.
Jésù fúnra rẹ̀ ó ṣe àtúnṣe bákan náà.
When he came into this world,
nígbà tó wá sí orílẹ̀-èdè ayé yìí.
And he met that they were already synagogue, this and that, and they were not getting it right.
ó rí pé sínágọ́gù àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló wà ń bẹ́sì pé wọ́n ṣe dáadáa.
And Jesus went to the temple and he found out they have gotten it wrong.
Jésù tí wàá lọ sínú tẹ́ḿpìlì ó rí pé ohun tí wọ́n ṣe yìí ó lòdì pátápátá.
And he scattered the bed and the animal and the coils.
ó da gbogbo ẹran wọn rú, ó da gbogbo owó wọn, ó dànù.
You found out at the time he come back, he said, now I will build my church. There is need for adjustment.
nígbà kan wá ní èmi yóò kọ́ ìjọ mi torí mọ̀ pé àtúnṣe gbọ́dọ̀ wà.
So he himself adjusted the worship
Jésù ó ṣe àtúnṣe ìjọsìn.
so that people will not go in error.
kí àwọn èèyàn kan máa lọ ní ọ̀nà tí kò dára.
So adjustment is very important.
àtúnṣe ó ṣe pàtàkì.
That is the what counseling and guardian help
ohun
in
tí
life.
ìgbanímọ̀ràn àti alábòójútó ohun tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa rẹ̀ rèé tó sì ràn ní lọ́wọ́.
So adjustment is the key to change.
àtúnṣe ó jẹ́ kọ́kọ́rọ́ èyí tó máa ń yí ni padà.
He said, Jesus Christ said during his prayer, Lord's prayer, say, let the kingdom come.
nínú àdúrà Olúwa Jésù sọ pé jẹ́ kí ìjọba rẹ dé àtúnṣe.
So that your will be done on earth as it is
kí
in
ìfẹ́
heaven.
rẹ kó lè ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ayé bá yín ṣe ní ọ̀run.
So now people are still begging, let God, oh, let the kingdom come. The kingdom is already there,
àwọn
but they
èèyàn ti
don't
gbàdúrà
know.
pé kí ìjọba rẹ dé o, ìjọba tó tẹ̀ ti dé tí kò yé wọn.
So we need to study so that we will be able to correct the pressure of many.
a nílò láti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dáadáa ká lè fi àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe ohun tí kò dára yẹn ká lè fi sọ fún wọn.
In this adjustment,
nínú àtúnṣe yìí.
there is need for us to make adjustment in this church.
àkókò rẹ fún wa láti ṣe àtúnṣe pàápàá nínú ìjọ yìí.
And the area we need to adjust.
àwọn ibi tí a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtúnṣe sí nínú ìjọ yìí.
One, children.
àwọn ọmọ wa a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtúnṣe sí.
There is need for the church to adjust.
ìjọ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtúnṣe lórí àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí.
For we to dream about a better church of Christ Itori tomorrow, the children should not be neglected.
tí a bá fẹ́ ní àlá rere lórí àwọn ọmọ wa ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la, àwọn ọmọ wa yìí a gbọ́dọ̀ táwọn nù.
So the children ministry has to be hold tight.
ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn ọmọdé a gbọ́dọ̀ mú ní agbára.
Let's turn to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 and 34. 1 Corinthians and somebody, Psalm 127. 1 Corinthians.
oníkà má jẹ tàn wá jẹ o, ẹgbẹ́ búburú kí ló ló ṣe. ẹ ṣe o.
Come back to your senses. Ask God and stop sinning. For there are some ignorance of God. I say, this is your shame.
Thank you.
ẹ ṣe.
You see this place.
ẹ rí ẹsẹ̀ yìí.
If you read it again and again,
tó bá kà á tó tútù kà.
you see there are needs for adjustment.
wàá rí pé a nílò àtúnṣe.
So, meaning we have not dwell in perfection yet.
eléyìí túbọ̀ sí pé o àti wà ní ìpípé.
If I may throw it to the audience,
tí bá sọ sí àárín wa.
what adjustment do you need in children class? I want somebody
bóyá
to
bẹ́ẹ̀ náà kọ́
respond.
máa sọ kí ni àwọn àtúnṣe
What
ta
do you
ní.
think we can do to make
àwọn ọmọ wa
adjustment?
ta lè fi ṣe àtúnṣe pẹ̀lú wọn bóyá kí la nílò.
Please, I need
Bóyá
your counseling. I
àwọn
need
ọmọ
your
wa yẹn
guidance.
àwọn àtúnṣe wo la fẹ́. mo fẹ́ ìmọ̀ràn yín àti ìdarí yín.
What adjustment you think? Because many of us have not been to children classes before.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa àti dé yàrá àwọn ọmọdé yẹn títí di àkókò
But
yìí.
what you have seen so far in children here and other children, what area do you think the children need adjustment?
àwọn ọ̀nà wo àbí bí wo la rí pa ọmọ yìí wọ́n nílò àtúnṣe.
No response.
kò sẹ́ tó fẹ́ sọ fún mi.
Okay, sister.
They can separate the junior one from the senior one so that they can learn from the junior one can learn from the downside.
ẹ ṣe o wọ́n ní a máa ya àwọn àgbà láàrin wọn a dẹ̀ máa ya ọmọdé sí ọ̀tọ̀ kí wọ́n lè máa kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìpele wọn.
That is very
ẹ
correct.
ṣe eléyìí fún ọ̀nà ó correct.
Very, very. So you see, there is need for adjustment.
ẹ̀rí pé a nílò àtúnṣe ní ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọmọdé yìí.
Just the same way you come now, you are teaching princess, and you want the little boy in the name, that one to be understand the same way princess understood. It is impossible.
láti máa kọ́ pírísẹ̀sì àti ọmọ kékeré
When the teaching is hot, you see the children running come here. They don't know what they are talking. Come and take biscuit to cool the temper because you don't understand what is happening. So there is every need for us to look into this because children neglected, they are going to fight against the church even as individual home. So let us see the passage again that brother just read again. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 and 34. He said, do not be deceived. Bad company rule good manners. So you see now, the bad company supersede, have the power over good manners. As we are trying to correct them in the class here, we should also watch over them in their secular school. Watch them in your environment. What is happening in the world today is unspeakable. How many times did you see children play 10-10 again? All this day outside. How many times? Did you always see them again? How many times you see children fly cats? Be sweating. But today children are now restricted to inside game, eternal game. So inside their home, play phone. So nobody will play outside game. So when the parents are playing outside game, the children are playing inside game. In most cases, they lead them to wrong direction in the phone. Let's read Psalm 127. Psalm 127, 3, 4, 5. Psalm 127.
3, 6. Son and inheritance of God, given in the word from him. 4. Like arrow in the hands of the word, a son drawn in one shield. 5. Blessed is the man, whoever is full of them. They will be not put to shame when from them we are enemies.
Thank you. You see, here now, he is talking about the value of children. Each time we talk about how to develop children, like we don't take it serious, we say, things get as it be next year. Next year. Children are inherited from God. Anything God gives you, to drop it carelessly, God will not be happy. Fruit of the womb is a reward from above. Then if you value what God gives you, you have a plan for it. And the Bible describes our children, they are like arrow in the hands of a warrior. Remember, if you shoot your arrow ignorantly, he will bounce back to you. Arrow shot or directed can revert back to the sender. Our children we did not build up, we did not define well. They can fight against us. And if you look down, you say, verse 5, you say, blessed is a man, blessed is that man who filled with quiver with them. He said, he shall not be put to shame when they speak with enemy at the gate. The children shall stand at the gate to face the enemy tomorrow.
tí àpò rẹ̀ kún fún wọn.
But if we did not take proper care of these children,
Báwa bá tọ́jú àwọn yìí dáadáa,
they shall stand at the gate to whisper to the enemy against us.
wọ́n á lọ sí ẹnu ọ̀nà, wọ́n á sọ fáwọn ọ̀tá yá wá dojú ìjà kọ àwọn òbí wa.
Instead of them to defend us, they are selling us out.
Èyí tó yẹ kó fi dáàbò bò wá, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa tà wá sí ìta ni.
So many the problem in the world today,
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìṣòro tó dojú kọ ayé lónìí.
they are caused by neglected children.
Wọ́n ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó gbé wọ́n ti fi àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí sílẹ̀.
For instance, you see people like the Badge, people like Whiskey. They were once in choir in one church or the other.
Àwọn Whiskey, àwọn báà tí wọ́n sọ yẹn, wọ́n ṣe ẹgbẹ́ akọrin níbi tí wọ́n ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
And none of them, people did not take attention to look at them.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ò wọ́n ní àkókò yẹn.
And when they found out that nobody cared about them, whatever they dress, nobody cared to support their dressing code, nobody cared to support if they are in need. And they found out in the world that the world ready to function and feature them.
Wọ́n rí pé àwọn ènìyàn tí àwọn ti ń kọ́ ẹgbẹ́ akọrin fún wọn ò bọ́ ṣe ń múra, wọn ò bọ́ ṣe ń hùwà. Wọ́n lè bá àwọn ayé wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí.
Today, they are the one terrorizing and causing menace in the world today.
Àwọn ló wá ń da ayé láàmú lónìí.
You see, children will go to school. What they will learn as they are coming back, they will say, what did they call this song? This rainy song? Cough. You are not coughing, but you are learning from somebody.
Ẹ̀rí orin tó ń gbayé kan sìn táwọn ẹ̀ bá bọ̀ láti iléèwé, wọ́n ní kọ́ọ̀fù ni ó.
And you see them, they are learning. Buga, buga, buga. How did they learn all this? They are learning all these things from
Wọ́n ní
outside.
bùgá làwọn wá tún kọ́ ìtàlẹ̀ lọ tún kọ́ bùgá.
But where proper care have been given to children in the church,
Ṣùgbọ́n tí a bá
fear
tọ́jú
of God
àwọn
will
ọmọ
not let them
dáadáa,
open mouth.
tí a bá tọ́jú àwọn dáadáa nínú ìjọ ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run kò ní jẹ́ kó máa la ẹnu wọn láti fi kọ àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí.
That is what we read in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33-34 say that the bad company will flesh the good man.
Wípé àìgbẹ́ búburú máa ba ìwà rere jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ ohun tí a kà ní òwe Kọ́ríńtì yẹn.
So the children we neglect today
Àwọn
shall fight us
ọmọ
tomorrow.
tí a fi sílẹ̀ lónìí, wọ́n á dojú àpò wá ní ọ̀la.
So there is every need for us to reform the church.
A nílò láti tún àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí ṣe.
The children ministry need to be reformed.
Àwọn bí a ṣe kọ́ wọn a gbọ́dọ̀ yí padà.
This paper you see here, I borrow it from another
Àwọn
congregation.
àwòrán tí ó rí yìí mo ya láti inú ìjọ kan wá ni.
So there is need for us to re-educate our children in the things of God.
A gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa ní ti ohun tó jẹ́ ti Ọlọ́run.
And you find out there are a series of lessons inside.
Àwa rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tó pọ̀ níbẹ̀.
We have one,
A ní àkọ́kọ́,
we have two,
a ní ẹ̀kejì,
we have three,
a ní ẹ̀kẹta,
we have four,
a ní ẹ̀kẹrin,
we have
a
five,
ní àkarùn-ún,
we have six,
ẹ̀kẹfà,
7,
ìkeje,
8.
ìkẹjọ.
And all of them have their teaching at the back.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àwòrán yìí ló ní ẹ̀kọ́ tiwọn.
So when you follow the children up with this, they will be very happy to look at the picture.
Tó bá ń kọ́ ọmọ tó lo àwòrán yìí láti kọ́ wọn, wọ́n á fẹ́ láti wo àwòrán yìí.
So the children we are talking about separation or adjustment, those little ones, they can only learn with songs
Àwọn ọmọ
and picture.
kéékèèké yìí, àwọn ohun tó lè fi kọ́ wọn ni pé àwòrán tàbí orin kíkọ.
So we need to buy small television
A
screen.
nílò tẹlifíṣọ̀nù kékeré
And there are pictures that we use to be teaching them.
àti àwọn àwòrán tá a máa fi kọ́ wọn.
There are songs they need to learn.
Àwọn orin tá a máa fi kọ́ wọn.
And that will help them. Each time you teach the adults, the senior classes, this is Judges chapter 4. When you teach the Judges chapter 4, at the end of it, you give them assignments home. They will be happy because they see the picture of the message you are telling them. You tell them who is this person, and this person. That will register in their head to go and read their Bible very well to know them.
Láti fi àwòrán yìí kọ́ wọn, ilé ajẹ́ kó lọ sínú ọpọlọ wọn tààrà. Wọ́n á sì fún wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ àmúrelé nígbà tá a bá kọ́ wọn tán.
I am thinking of resigning to children class very soon.
Mo ń rò pé màá lọ sí ibi tí àwọn ọmọdé ti máa ń kọ́
Yes.
ìpàdé àwọn ọmọdé.
I was touched. The preacher at Yanoyesi, he said for the past 6 months, he had been with the children. He had been teaching children
Olùkọ́
for
ní
6 months.
Ìyànàyẹsí ó ní 6 months làwọn ti wà, oṣù mẹ́fà làwọn ti wà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọmọdé táwọn fi ń kọ́ wọn.
So the dream of this church tomorrow is those children.
Àlá wa ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la òun lórí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ni.
You see where Brother Michael taught them. They were singing that day, even those who have not been to your Igbo land, they were speaking Igbo in their song. Those are the things that children love doing.
àwọn nǹkan tó dáa nígbà tí arákùnrin Michael kọ́ wọn àwọn ẹgbẹ́ sì kọrin lédè Ìgbò nígbà táwọn ìfẹ́ lélẹ́yìí.
If you don't teach them the way of the Lord, they will learn it in the way of Satan. That you
ẹni tó bá
know.
kọ́ wọn ní ti Ọlọ́run wọ́n kọ́ ti èṣù níta.
So there is every need to orientate them, to teach them about, to show them.
agbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn. that's not orientation. agbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn.
Orientation is a kind of bringing people to a new environment and show them, like a visitor, we have a toilet, come and see where you can ease yourself, come and see this, come and see that.
àlàyé ọmọ ṣàlàyé fún wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí àlejò ó wá wo tó ti máa lọ ṣe gá.
So the sister class
àwọn ìpàdé àwọn obìnrin
will be also be oriented.
a máa tún yí padà bákan náà.
In the sense that the children, the sister, the adult, what do we want to achieve this year? Which area do we want us to educate in the Bible?
àwọn ọmọdé kí lohun náà tí a fẹ́ jèrè ní ọdún yìí.
So these are the things after orientation we see develop.
nígbà tí a bá ti ṣe àtúnṣe tán àwa rí bí ìdàgbà.
We need to develop children, we need to develop them for future, and we need to develop our sister so that they will represent us in another sister congregation. We need to develop our ushers so that they will know their duty very
àwọn ọ̀ṣà
well.
wa a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtúnṣe sí wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dàgbà.
So
àwọn obìnrin wa wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtúnṣe sí wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dàgbà tó bẹ̀ gẹ́ wọ́n lè lọ ṣe ojú wa ní ìjọ mìíràn.
So I will draw the curtain from here.
màá fi kọ́tìnì màá mú wá sílẹ̀ níyì.
May God bless us all in
kí
Jesus'
Ọlọ́run
name.
kí ó kú.
And we know you will carry us through.